Hi everyone, welcome to a new session. So in this session we are going to discuss about a new topic, that is footprints. So what is a footprint? What you know about a footprint? So generally a footprint is a general term used for bare footprint impression or shoe print or the impression. So I'll write here footprint. So generally footprint is used for bare footprint or impression, or you can say a shoe print or impression, shoe impression or foot impression. So the examination of footprint as an aid to identification is an art as old as civilization, and footprints often afford good clues, particularly in India, and where majority of the people still go about by barefooted. So they may be caused by barefoot or may be left by footwear. In later case, that is when we are using a footwear, they are known as footwear impressions or footwear prints. So normally if you are taking in consideration like a footprint, it is called as footprint impression or shoe print impression. So this footprint or shoe print, they can establish the identity. So like fingerprints, what we finished in the last class, like fingerprints from footprints also you can establish the identity of the culprit, or you can establish the presence of the culprit at the scene of crime. And the value of such evidence will however like be proportionate to the points of identification which can be demonstrated, and the general form and measure may not of like much use, but it is the characteristics that unique in shape and detail which must be looked for and studied. So here you can see like footprints. This is from a crime scene. So you can document this shoe print and the make and model. You can see here the these marks. So these marks are called as thread marks, as in tire marks. Also tire marks, this is also called as thread marks. So this, from this make and model you can identify like which company this is made, from which company, or which manufacturer made this thing, made this particular type of thread mark, and what is the size. You can see they are keeping a scale here. So what is the size of this footwear? From that we can identify the height of that person, and from the depth of this from the depth of the footwear you can identify the weight of that person, like that. So the characteristics that are unique in shape and detail which must be looked for and studied, each and every details of the shoe print can be studied, and then we can identify the culprit like from this particular evidence. And if the bare footprints leave details of the plantar surface, then identification by ridge details can be positive and definite. And but like most of the footprints will be incomplete, and the details will not be very clear. So that like on the other hand, shoe prints from well-known shoes may provide a definite opinion, and in such cases it is necessary to establish the ownership of the footwear. So from this footwear we can, you can see this footwear. So from this footwear you can identify the who is the owner of this footwear. And in nature of footwear, what is the nature of footprints? So footprints are produced under some circumstances, and first one is that the impressions of footwear may be caused in mud, dust, and sand, snow, or other substances. So such impressions will be depressed or three-dimensional type. So these types of that is the depressed or three-dimensional type of footwears are called as sunken foot impression. Sunken foot impression. So here you can see a sunken foot impression. This is a sunken foot impression because this is caused in mud. So you here length of the thing footwear can be find out, width of the footwear and the depth of the footwear also we can identify, so that this is a 3D footwear impression, so that this is called as sunken footwear impression. And next is, if the footwear is produced in deposition material like dust, dirt, oil or blood or other colored powdery substance on smooth or hard surface, and this give a two-dimensional type of impression, and this is called as surface impression or surface footprint. Surface footprint. So they are generally found in indoors. These surface things are, surface footprints are generally found in indoors. That is like when the foot of that particular person is like coated with blood or any other dirt, oil or any other color powder. So like this image you will get, like this you will get. So that is surface footwear impression. So footwear or footprint may also be produced by lifting dust or liquid material in which a negative print will left on the surface. So third character is that, third type is that negative impression, negative print. So when this negative print will get, when the footwear like it is on liquid material, then that will produce a negative print. So these are the three types of footwears. First one is sunken footwear. It is like 3D type, and surface footwear, that is 2D and negative print. These are the three types of impression. So when a sunken footwear we are getting like this is a sunken foot impression. So we have to develop this, or we have to make a cast. This is called cast. So cast of this footwear impression like this, in order to analyze or examine the foot impression. And in case of these surface things, we can lift this using the lifting methods, and you can take measurements like this, and then you can like find out whose foot impression is this one. So this is the nature of footwear, footprint impression or footwear impression. Next is location of footprints. Location of footprints. So from where we get the footprints, where all places we have to search in order to collect footprint as an evidence. First one is obviously at the scene of crime, scene of crime, and second one is around the place of occurrence, and third one is along the route taken by the culprit, like both at the time of exit and entry, these places. And fourth one is and the places where the culprits gather together for planning before action and for sharing the booty. So planning places, like where he went, like that. Then fifth one is, besides the above, footprints may be also found in the fields, courtyards, floors of rooms, floors, walls, staircase, tables, papers, boxes, etc. Then if the culprit has visited a garage, he is likely to leave his prints on the greasy surface of the garage floor. So you can check the garage also, like after the commission of crime, maybe he went to garage for parking the vehicle. Then next is like if the culprit gets his food or footwear smeared in blood, he is likely to leave prints in blood. So bloody prints we can see, blood coated prints also we can see. So these are the location of footprints. So where all the culprit has the chance of chance, like where all places he went, or we can identify the footprints from these places. So that is the location of footprints. So I hope you understood about the nature and location. So nature, there are three types: sunken, surface, and liquid. Sunken is 3D type, surface is 2D type, and negative is on liquid materials. And location, where all places the culprit has gone, from all these places we can collect his footprint. So you can investigate like where all the, what are the chances of going the culprit to this place, that place, and all, and you can identify the footprints from that places. One next is preservation of footprints. Preservation of footprints. So it should always be remembered that the chances of footprints being damaged are greater than any other traces left behind by the criminal, right? So wind, then rain, earthworms, ants, etc. may obliterate or damage the footprints. Rain, ants, earthworms. So, curious onlookers may unconsciously trample on the footprints or may leave their own footprints to make the like detection difficult, and criminals or their associates may attempt to destroy the footprints. So, likewise, also many chances are there to like destroy or obliterate the footprints, like any other evidence. Like it is footprints has more chance, like any other evidence, like to get tampered. So like it is therefore important to ensure the proper preservation of the footprint evidence. So how we can preserve the evidence? So first is that if the footprints are on easily removable articles, if it is on easily removable articles, these should be taken into custody as like soon after we notice that one. So taken into custody. So after noting the details like case number, the name of the police station, signature of the investigating officer, and signature of the witness, all these procedures has been done, then you can take immediately this to the custody for the further examination. So in easily removable articles you can do these things like taken into custody. Then second is that if the prints are inside the room and cannot be immediately removed, like cannot be immediately removed, what we have to do, the room, if it is in a room, the room should be locked, or you can take photograph, videograph it. Then if these things are not possible, like the places containing the footprint should be covered with pots. So if it is not possible to lock the room, you can cover that footprint with a pot or cardboard boxes or waste blanket baskets or any other suitable materials. So if it is easily removable, you can take that into custody immediately after noting all the details. Then if it is not possible to remove immediately, or like it is a room, maybe if it is a room, you can lock the room, or else you can take photograph, videograph, and all. You have to, in all the things you have to take photograph and videograph. And if it is not able to lock a room, then you can use a pot, cardboard box, or waste basket, or any other suitable material for covering this one. And the third one is that if the prints are in open place, if it is in open place, well, like where the persons ignorant of the occurrence generally come and go, it may be necessary to post a guard. That is like a security, you can keep a guard besides covering the prints. So after covering, you can cover the prints and then you can post a guard, because in crowdy area and all, maybe the persons like if they are not aware of this one and they ignore the footprints, so there we can post a guard to in order to secure the crime this crime scene. Then if the footprints are on the walls, it should be covered with, if it is on walls, you can cover this with paper. And all the possible precautions should be taken to save the prints from the from being washed by rain or attacked by ants, earthworms and other insects. So you have to preserve it from earthworm, ant, rain or wind. So these are the main things you have to look forward when you are preserving the footprints. If it is in easily removable articles, you have to take into custody immediately after noting down all the details. Then if it is not able to remove the material, then you can, if it is in a room, you can lock the room, or else you can cover it with pots, cardboard boxes, waste basket and other suitable materials. And if it is in an open place, you can post a guard there for, in order to secure the crime scene. And if it is on walls, you can cover this with paper. And all the precautions you should do for preserving the footprint from earthworm and wind and rain. So these are the methods of preservation of footprints. So I hope you understood till here. This is just an introduction. So in coming classes, we can discuss more about these footprints, their collection, their lifting and all. So I hope you understood. So this is about footprints. Footprints, while photographing the footprints, you have to keep a scale on like this. You have to keep a scale like this in order to get the size of the uh, for like actual size of the footprint. So in photograph, you should mustly keep this scale. And this is about like sunken and this is sunken footprint casting, and this is how we can measure the surface footprints. And to like, they establishes mainly the identity and nature. There are three types, as I already told. Then location, you have to search each and every point where the culprit the chance has the chance to go. And this is the method of preservation of footprints. So I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask freely, and we will discuss that or clear that in the next sessions. So thank you. I'm winding up here.